Why does Japan suck donkey balls when it comes to esports? It's well known that Japanese teams fail to make a name for themselves in most popular esports like League, Valorant, Counter-Strike, etc. But why is it so damn hard? Is it God's punishment for their war crimes in World War II? Or is it simply just L genetics? Japanese people aren't born bad at video games. In fact, Japan uses the excessively high average IQ to dominate in areas of pedophilic activity like Super Smash Bros. The main difference between Smash and League is definitely not the tendency for liking kids. Rather, the team element to it. In real sports, Japan struggles when it comes to teams, and ultimately, this is rooted in their culture. Japanese people don't like to be frank with their team. They're scared of making things awkward and ruining their atmosphere. So they will sugarcoat and even like to keep things a tea. Obviously, having social anxiety is not enough to justify their L-League performance as a whole. Surprisingly, talented Japanese players aren't committing seppuku after losing their first ranked game, leading to a talent vacuum where no good players survive. Instead, most Japanese people don't even play most mainstream esports in the first place. This stems from three main reasons. Firstly, young people love games, but Japanese parents would not drop money for them to get a PC. Something like a Nintendo Switch is way more affordable and justifiable for parents to buy. Additionally, kids have smartphones which they can already watch porn on, so it's not that big of a difference having a PC. Secondly, there isn't as much of a gaming culture compared to the West, and the time is spent more on other activities. For example, school kids have club activities up to 6 days a week, focusing on hobbies like volleyball, soccer, hentai drawing, etc. Then, after all this time, a large portion of kids are gaslighted by their parents to study numerous hours for exams, or simply play more casual games in their leisure. Thirdly, look at this fucking graph. Just look. How's Japan gonna have the main demographic be 70 and 40-year-olds? There just aren't enough young people to feed a booming esports industry like the West, which doesn't make it easier to produce good talent. But wait, it's not that different from Korea, right? Yes and no. There are clearly a lot of similarities between the two countries, yet Korea has faker and Japan has anime titties. To overcome the hurdle of expensive PCs to play your favorite dopamine-secreting games, Korea has a crazy PC ban culture. Japan similarly has esports cafes, but they're very behind. Korea's PC ban culture is great, where every visit is like a LAN party. In contrast, Japan's are very antisocial, unknown, and have less variety in pricing. Also, a lot of the customers aren't actually Japanese. Korea's just built different in that regard, which seems to be able to produce better talent. Japanese people work a lot. It is no secret that Japan has a horrible work-life balance because of stupid cultural norms. Even after work, they're pressured by their superiors to go out and drink with them after, maybe with a bit of sexual assault on the side. After all of that, what is the first thing you want to do when you get home? Exactly! Enter a game on Summoner's Rift, where your 3 lanes are 10 kills down before you have even gotten through your first clear. Games like League can be stress-inducing, take time to learn, and honestly just make the experience garbage for beginners. This barrier of entry to a lot of esports pushes people to shittier yet easier games like this dumpster fire of baseball game.
Yes!
To conclude, Japan doesn't have the elite epic gaming population to easily produce talent. Even if they do produce a world-class athlete, they will just switch teams to America and make back. Who the fuck wants to sit on the losing team their whole life? Japan may never see itself winning an international Valorant, League of Legends, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, or Microsoft Excel event, but they would definitely die for their country doing so.
Yeah.